Gotta go faced. Gotta go faced. Gotta go faced. Again.
Return to sender. Face it, you're never going to get my power.
Do I look like I need your power?
Where are my manners?
Sonic, meet Knuckles.
Ah yes, and today we have Sonic 2. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was like excited, or I don't know if excited is the right word. I was like, oh, cool, when they announced that like Sonic 2 was gonna be made. I did a review for the first Sonic a couple years ago on my channel. Video game movies can very often be hit or miss, and in this case, I personally believe the Sonic movie, the one that came out a couple years ago, like right as the pandemic was just about to launch, like I thought it was good. Like I thought it wasn't great, but in terms of, you know, there's an infamous track record of movies based off of video games performing well or not, and all things considered, while Sonic could have been an absolute dumpster fire of a film, and what the early character design almost was, they were able to course correct the ship and instead like get it on relatively stable waters, in my opinion. And it all panned out. I thought the first Sonic movie was like a pretty like good movie. So now that the first one was successful and people were screaming for more, of course that means longer film, bigger budget, more animation, more characters, you know, all the usual hallmarks of a sequel. And I gotta say, like, they really stepped up their game. As always, top down, Sonic 2 directed by, once again, Jeff Fowler, who I don't know if I pointed this out in the first time that I reviewed this or not, the first Sonic movie, but this man looks remarkably like Tom Cruise. Like, this man could win a lookalike contest. He directed the first Sonic movie that came out a couple years ago, so returning director, that's a good sign. We're sticking to the same like creative roots. So yeah, he's back to direct this. Again, we have the returning cast of characters and all that. Once again, doing a great job, and I think even then some. We have Ben Schwartz voicing Sonic the Hedgehog. He's back. Oddly enough, the mains have kind of shifted. Jason Marsden, who was a pretty pivotal role in the last movie, kind of takes a bit more of a backseat to the narrative. Understandably so, and I think it was a good move because that leaves room for the wonderful, magnificent, overly bombastic Jim Carrey to come back and bring back old Dr. Robotnik. So in a way, they almost feel like the leads, but I mean, really it's about bringing in these new characters that if you have played the Sonic games or if you're familiar at all with the Sonic universe and lore are staple characters. We have obviously Knuckles, who is being voiced by I'm a fan of Idris Elba, and even Tails, who's voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy. Yeah, O'Shaughnessy. So really it's kind of like the Sonic characters and then like Robotnik and then like other humans, which I guess I kind of like how you're coming shifting gears into that for this like next film, because you're going to a Sonic movie, you want to see Sonic. You go to see a Godzilla movie, you're there to see Godzilla. It's like you don't want your ancillary, additionally created characters to take up too much of the film and soak up that screen time. So I think it's a better split here, you know. But yeah, that's all the main cast worth mentioning. I didn't really leave any notes, so I'm just gonna go right into it. I actually really enjoyed Sonic 2, which is surprising. Like, I thought, I was worried, you know, it's like the tried and true formula for sequels is either hit, miss, or nowhere in between. And I was worried in the first act, I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but I'm not gonna lie, like, I liked this better than the first one. I enjoyed it more. I enjoyed myself more. I think they did as what I always say a good sequel should do, and like build upon what you've already established, further that narrative, the universe, add more, and there was definitely more in this film. It's kind of funny. I haven't read the reviews, but I glanced at Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what the audience score was. Well, now that I'm looking at it, no audience score yet because this was an early showing, but out of 70 reviews, I mean, the movie's technically fresh, but it's not like great. Look, sorry for the weird energy right now. I'm a very tired boy, but I wanted to make sure to get this review out because I got more films coming up this weekend. It's all stacking up. But yeah, overall, I literally like just got out of Sonic 2 like an hour or so ago, but I kind of have like a formulated opinion of the film. No spoilers, obviously. I think if you're a Sonic fan, you're gonna love this film. I'm not a Sonic fanboy, you know, but like I enjoy myself a good cup of Sonic. I've played the Sonic games growing up. They were a pretty large part of my childhood, not compared to some other franchises that I'm not going to get into, but, you know, Sonic was there and I recognized, you know, game recognized game. I really enjoyed how much lore they put into this in terms of like characters, Sonic universe. I mean, we already know the Chaos Crystals are making a return here, just to name a little tidbit there, but plenty of Sonic stuff, the quips, the cheesiness, the chili dogs, the gotta go fast, and like even like current millennial Gen Z humor. Like it was interesting. It's not a perfect film for sure, but I don't think it's, what is that? They said 66% like overall positive. Like I would think it'd be a higher average than that. My main complaints about what the film doesn't do too well is that, like, again, humor is always subjective, but like a lot of the humor in this movie is pretty cringeworthy. Not as it doesn't take itself as seriously as Morbius does. Honestly, Morbius could learn a thing or two from this. I'm not gonna lie, about 2 or 3 of the jokes in this movie, Sonic 2, made me laugh out loud. Like they were pretty funny, or just like ironic or something of that nature. Was the whole film like that? Heavens no. Sonic is like doing these these quips that an 8-year-old would do when he's kind of being juvenile. But then I gotta remember, like for the sake of this film especially, Sonic is a kid. This is also a kid's movie. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, but MovieMan, you've gotten on your soapbox and said kids' movies can be for adults. True.
That is true!
Sonic 2's got nothing on Mitchell's vs. the Machines, or Spider-Verse for that matter.
That is also true!
But all things considered, for a video game adaptation film, a sequel to that no less, I thought they took the ball and ran with it very well. Were there some side plots that didn't need to really be explored? Yeah, there's a whole like dance scene, and I get the purpose of it in the movie. I don't hate that scene. I just was like, whoa, this is happening right now. That I can take or leave it. There's like a romantic subplot with other characters that like, it does feed into the narrative and actually kind of leads a trail that goes to more like lore-based characters appearing in the movie and then having a pivotal role. So like, I can't fault that romantic subplot too much, but like in the moment where they focused on the romance of that, it kind of took me for a loop. Like it was weird. I think most of the film, like a good 75 to 80% of the film, stays on Sonic or variations of him and his friends or the villain, and like stays like on that plot line, and does a very good job. But whenever it diverts from that, it's very hit or miss. Sometimes the movie gets a little bit sidetracked from itself. But overall, trailers surprisingly didn't spoil too much of the film. Like some of the, again, late game trailers do what late game trailers do best. Eventually show a couple scenes too much, you know, a couple characters that you shouldn't see duking it out, and then some settings, maybe some locations, people saying a certain thing, like things that would lead you to put 2 and 2 together and figure out the plot progression of a film. The long and the short of it is that although this movie kind of goes back and forth between what does work and what elements don't work, like overall it mostly works. Like I was in there having like a surprisingly good time. Like I wasn't sure how much I was gonna enjoy myself, but definitely by like act 2 and 3, probably helps that I was seeing it in a 4D format, since that was the only format available for an early screening. But it was fun. It was action packed. There were, I mean, stakes is putting it kind of like, that's a strong word. At least Sonic 2 earns its emotional moments compared to what Morbius tries to pull off. I know I keep referring to that, but frame of reference, it's the most recent film I've seen. Acting is all good. I like the voices. Idris Elba does great Knuckles. I think everybody from him to Tails, Jim Carrey once again pulling off I like how it's a more, because he's been stranded on a planet for almost a year, he's obviously clearly more unhinged. Jim Carrey's Eggman, Dr. Robotnik, was already kind of like a goofball and a bit of an aloof, eccentric, egotistical scientist in the first movie, but now he's been in isolation for almost a year, and he's gone fully over the deep end, and it shows, and it's just great. It's good seeing Jim Carrey be Jim Carrey again, and I can't wait to see him be a recurring Sonic character again and again. I'm hopefully it happens, and if it does, I'm here for it. And they definitely left this open to be a third Sonic movie, which, if it's not already in production after this and after the opening weekend, it's gonna be. But I digress. I don't want to get too much into any facet of this film. I mean, I've already kind of discussed all the main points. The budget helps this film a lot. The visuals are comparable, if not updated, like whether it's CGI, whether it's the Sonic and crew fighting, the human and the animation commingling and all this. Yes, the film gets sidetracked here and there in terms of narrative and all that. It's not 100% airtight, but overall the package is there. Not to mention, fun fact, I didn't even see this to the end credits. Who did the music for Sonic 2? Tom Holkenberg, as in Junkie XXL, I believe that's his code name, as in the guy who did fucking the Mad Max soundtrack, and many others, of course, but I think he really got a boost from just na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Long story short, I actually have a bit of a surprise here for the review. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but by the end of the movie, I was like, you know what? This is a good kids movie. I could see it being a good family film. I enjoyed it. I would watch it again. I enjoyed it more than Sonic, and the first Sonic movie, I remember I gave a 3 out of 5, and accordingly so, my review for this is higher. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I would give Sonic 2 a very low 4 out of 5, honestly. I'd give it a low 4 out of 5. I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Is Sonic 2 a little bit cliche here and there? Sure. Yeah. Is it formulaic? Sure. Is it cheesy? Definitely cheesy and cringy humor and comedy in parts, but overall they did what I personally love to see a sequel do, and they did it pretty well. Expand upon, you have the set world, you expand upon the characters, universe, plot, you forward that stuff, push it forward, character growth, further narrative development, and they did all that. And it was done in an enjoyable manner that kept my attention and entertainment, and I enjoyed it very much. So I'd honestly say if you're a Sonic fan or even a Sonic adjacent fan, go see it in theaters. I'd say it's kind of worth the experience. I had a fun time. Go with the friends, go with the fambalam, go, I don't know, date night if you guys are a couple little dirty nerds, I don't know. But yeah, that was my review for Sonic 2. What'd you think? Feel free to disagree below. Maybe this is a Matrix Resurrections hot take all over again. Who fucking knows? But thank you guys and gals so much for watching. And as always, stay tuned for the next episode of whatever movie I review. Goodbye, travelers.